G'day rugby players, welcome to Axe Rugby. I'm going to teach you how to train like a professional rugby player does in season with this full body strength day. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, otherwise let's get into that video.
G'day rugby players, welcome to your full body gym day. This is an important session to learn how to do when you're a rugby player. In season, it's hard to always get 2 sessions a week for your upper body, 2 sessions a week for your lower body. So I often run a 3-day-a-week full body session for many of my rugby playing athletes. So to kick things off, I've paired a dumbbell Bulgarian, which is great for single leg control and for strength, with a single leg calf raise, which is really important for rugby. We are actually playing a running sport, so looking after those calves is a must. My main tip for a dumbbell Bulgarian is make sure that we can get our knee just over our toe. This generally means that we're in a good enough position. My biggest cue here is to get your stance right. We want to be able to get our knee over our toe, but not so much that our heel comes off the floor. This should ensure that you're getting a nice even stance. I always try to make sure that I've got a nice even balance between quad and glute, and I'm focusing on a spot on the floor just in front of me and taking the reps nice and slow. I love the safety bar when programming for rugby players. I can balance the bar on my shoulders, I can grab onto the rack. I've got 2 paces of support there. The bar is resting and I can hold the rack. I'm then able to keep my knee locked, my hips tucked, and I can drive through that ankle, and I can really get nice contraction of my calf. You can see when I start to get tired, my knee starts to bend. I want to be trying to focus on keeping that knee as straight as possible when doing this exercise. This will mean that my calf is working as hard as possible. This bar is 25 kilos, so 8 reps with no weight is enough for me. However, if you find that you can't do this, you might have to regress to just a dumbbell and then progress onto a bar, because eventually you want to start to load this up and we need the bar to make that easier. If you don't have a safety bar and you just want to bang through the workout, we can go to a double leg calf raise, making sure that we're keeping our hips tucked, our knees locked, and driving through our ankles. I'm leaning into the rack here. I always find leaning to the rack means you can put more weight on because you've got more stability, whereas if you're just freestanding, this becomes more of a balance exercise. So that's why I like to lean into the rack when doing these calf raises. So now we're going to progress on to our 2A Nordic hamstring curls for backs, or a B stance RDL for our forwards, and then we're then all going to do a 2B knee extension machine, which is just a brilliant exercise for rugby players to do, especially in season. We want to get good quad stimulus, but we just want to make it easy on the body. So for the backs, we're doing a banded Nordic, 2 to 4 sets of 2 to 4 reps. So if you've never done Nordics before, 2 sets of 2 reps is a great place to start. And then every week you can just add a rep until you can get up to 8 reps. And then you can go to 3 sets for 3 reps, which is 9 reps. And you just kind of add 1 to 2 reps a week. My major coaching point here is the knee's the only thing that should be moving. We want our hips tucked, our chin and chest down. This means that our hips and our back are locked. You see a lot of people flare with their lumbar spine because they can't use their hamstrings. We want to make sure that we take that out of the equation and we just focus on the down part of the rep. Once you've nailed the down part of the rep and you can keep your trunk still and you're just moving from your knees, then we can go and start to work on the up portion of the Nordic hamstring curl. However, in my opinion, the down part is the most important. It gives you the eccentric strength, which is the most important part of the hamstring's function when doing things like sprinting, because this exercise is to help you tolerate faster speeds. Ideally, it might help to make you a little bit faster, and then above all else, it helps to prevent you against hamstring tears. Forwards, we're doing a B stance RDL, which is this kickstand position. The focus is on the leg that's in front, and the leg that's behind is just supporting with about 20% of your body weight. We're trying to keep the bar as close to your thigh as possible and just dropping to just below the kneecap. We don't need to go all the way down to the ankle. If our back starts to bend, it means that we're doing it too fast. Now, I got to be honest, when I was watching my reps here, I thought I was going a bit too quick, so try to slow it down just that little bit to get that better contraction of the hamstring. When the weight goes up, we still want to make sure that our back stays straight. It's a nice exercise to work on that posture we want when doing things like scrums. We really want to focus on getting that stretch in that lead leg so the hamstrings are under that tension, under that load, and that stress is going to make them get stronger. As the weight goes up though, make sure we do keep our back in that straight position. It's the position we want to have on the rugby field. We're doing 4 sets of 6 reps. That's 6 reps for each leg. If you find as the weight gets harder, you stop feeling it in your hamstrings, you need to drop the weight back and just make sure you maintain that tension and awareness in that hamstring as you do the exercise. For our knee extensions, I would always ideally have people do a single leg version instead of double leg. However, needs must. We want to sometimes keep our training time, our time in the gym down, so we can just go for a double leg variation. This is just great for developing strength around our quads. It's important for developing strength in your quads when doing things like scrummaging, rucking, mauling, but it's also great for preventing knee injuries, which is one of the sort of big risk and time loss injuries you have in rugby. They're not as common, but when you do get one, it does take you out for a long period of time. So if you have had a previous ACL or MCL, PCL injury, strengthening up your quads is a must. Here we're going for 4 sets of 12 reps just to get a bit of a finisher for our lower body. Well done guys, we just completed our lower body. Now we're on to our upper body. We've got a superset again, an incline dumbbell bench press paired with a bat wing row, which is a push and a pull. We then got our rest period of 2 to 3 minutes. In general, I'll program upper body second. It's a lot less taxing on the body. I always want to prioritize doing the lower body first, as this is what really gets us around the park and makes us effective as rugby players, is how robust and strong and powerful the lower body is. So it should be prioritized in my opinion. So depending on how you guys feel, you can do 3 or 4 sets. I tend to program 3 sets for my upper body because I generally feel a little bit more tired when I get to this point in the workout. If you want to still have that emphasis on your upper body, I would do 4 sets. If you're just trying to get through the week, I would go down to 3 sets. So we've got 3 sets of 8 reps for our incline dumbbell bench press, really trying to get a nice big stretch on the pecs. Our elbows are still not at 90 degrees, they're just below. We don't want to get flared all the way out. Some people do like to have that. It does put more stress on the rotator cuff, which is fine. It does get better recruitment, but I just personally find for most rugby players, dropping just below 90 degrees at the elbow is important. You can see I've dropped my weights and I'm straight away into my row, getting my reps in. I've got 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps here. Once again, I'm a little bit tired. It's a hard superset because I'm straight away into the next set and I'm having these little mini breaks in the middle. But yeah, this is a great way just to get a nice push-pull stimulus to the upper body. For bat wing row, I'm really just trying to focus on driving my elbows back towards my pockets, squeezing my shoulder blades together as much as I can. Overall, this is a great pulling exercise. Try to make sure the weight is light enough that you get full range of motion. If you're ending up half repping, you need to drop the weight. And last but not least, guys, we want to make sure we look good in our shirts for the weekend. So we've got a pump finisher. So we've got a tricep variation and a bicep variation. I don't really mind which version you use. If you've got an easy bar, this is great. If you've got a cable machine, also great. I go for the tricep variation first, biceps second. We've got 15 reps for the first set, 12 for the second set, and about 10 reps for the third set. So do your 15 tricep reps, do your 15 bicep reps, have your rest for 30 seconds to a minute, and then go down to 12 reps, and then finally down to 10 reps. And guys, congratulations, that's the end of the workout.
So guys, that's the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. That's a full body strength day. If you have any questions, once again, drop them in the comments below. And if you did enjoy it, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.